the 2018 inaugural Pathfinder Award, which identified and celebrated innovative approaches in or for protected and conserved area financing and resourcing. Congratulations on the award.
Thank you.
Could you tell us a little bit more about the solution you're working on and which won you the award?
Yeah, PRESPA or Nature Trust. It's a transboundary conservation trust fund established in 2015, registered foundation in Germany, and it's for long-term co-financing of operational cost standard operations for protected areas in the former Republic of Macedonia, Greece and Albania. And it's also for civil society, and it's really for PRESPA Ecoregion, a biodiversity hotspot. It came about because MAVA Foundation has worked in the area for a long time, and they are phasing out in 2022. And for them it's also an exit strategy to know that their work is going to continue in perpetuity. And they joined forces with the German Development Bank, KfW, on behalf of the German government, who was financing a lot of projects already in Albania and the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia. So they joined forces, which is quite unique. Yeah.
So could you tell us a little bit more about the success factors of that fund?
The success factors of that fund is that it has an endowment capital, and the return on the investment you can use to finance grants. But of course it takes time to build that up, and we are very fortunate that both donors gave us also a sinking fund to give us time for 15 years to really build it up in perpetuity, which is fantastic. Yeah.
So what are the building blocks of your solution, if you would break that down a little bit more into the core components that make it work?
The first building block is, of course, people joining together, like the MAVA Foundation and the German Development Bank, that they did that step, that the partner really financing protected areas, KfW, came together with MAVA Foundation, who is a little bit more focused on civil society organizations. And there, with that, they could cover the whole ecoregion. So that's quite unique, and they had the help of many, many partners that worked in the area. So that's my main building block one. Building block two is that there has been work ongoing for 25 years in the PRESPA area, and we built our strategy upon that. We didn't start from scratch, of course. So we worked with local partners, an NGO network called PRESPANet, with an NGO in each of the 3 countries, and the protected areas to make the strategy. What are the conservation gaps? What are really their needs? What are the financing needs and their capacity needs? And we build it up on that. So that's my building block 2. And last but not least, it's my building block 3 is core financing for organizations in the long term, for standard operations, really enable them to focus on their programs and become less project driven, and also to attract more financing and really have a biodiversity impact within state borders but also beyond state borders, like for large carnivores. I said last but not least, I think there's a 4th building block. We have a shared service office in Frankfurt called the Nature Trust Alliance, helping us with financial tools and our accounting, our auditing, our investments, all driven from that shared services office in Frankfurt, together with the Caucasus Nature Fund and the Blue Action Fund, and they enable us to focus more on the grant program in the region, which is of course very nice, and it's also reducing costs for administrative purposes.
Okay, thanks. Yeah. And what's next for the PRESPA Nature Trust?
What is next? After this award, I also talked already to the IUCN, and maybe we have the idea that the protected areas would engage in the diagnostic tool of the green list to help them with the effective management. It's an idea we have to explore further. For us, it's really important now that the protected areas really get into their standard operations and feel comfortable with the co-financing of PONT and can focus on the job to be done, and the NGOs as well, and to make them stable organizations. If that is working for PRESPA, we might expand to OGRED, but that depends on some other issues as well. But that's also, of course, part of this special ecoregion.
And finally, finally, last question. Panorama and also the Pathfinder Award more specifically is about identifying solutions that are replicable elsewhere, at least with some of their building blocks. What do you think is the potential for this kind of fund to function in other parts of the world to support transboundary conservation?
The need for what we finance is out there all over the world, in all continents, and so many biodiversity hotspots. But I hope other donors would follow to come together for a certain region and come up with long-term financing. I definitely think there's a need, but if donors are willing, they can replicate it. It's possible.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.